Have you ever wondered how those K-pop fans get their biases billboard in New York? How much does those things cost? And can we do it for SB19 and other Asian artists? Do those things actually help? Well, I've been yapping about how social media alone is not enough to push SB19 and other Asian artists to the US. I've been talking about what it actually takes to launch a career in the West. So the question is, how can we be more proactive? If social media is not enough, how can fans help SB19 and other Asian artists start a global career outside of social media? So here it is, 10 things outside of social media that fans can do to help SB19 and other Asian artists start their global career. Hi, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I would really appreciate it. Now, just several disclaimers. Number one, remember that what I'm discussing is for the North American market. European market, Latin America, those are different animals. They have their own systems, they have their own processes. So this is just for the US. Second is that these are the things that fans can do outside of social media. Social media is a very important and integral part of marketing any Asian artists, including SB19. So we should not stop pushing SB19 in social media. Number one, create groups and fan organizations. Remember that the one thing K-pop had going even before BTS broke the Western market was the culture of organized fandoms. Fandoms have been organizing themselves since the era of HOT. They have been mass buying CDs for as long as the bands have been selling them. They have been organizing birthday events, renting billboards for their favorites, and doing just about anything just to guarantee that the songs of their favorites hit the top of the charts. They've been working together for a single goal, and that goal is to make the songs a hit. This is the same culture that we should develop for the rest of Asian artists. Let's work towards one goal. And this should be focused goals for the band, not for the glory of the fandom alone. To hit the streaming numbers, sales, and spins in the US and put them in Billboard ranking. Remember, once we develop that culture, it's going to grow, it's going to strengthen, and it is going to make it easier, not just for SB19, but for other Asian artists to break through the global market. Number two, streaming parties. Consistently do streaming parties, daily if you can. When there is a consistent spike in listeners, the algorithm of streaming services will recommend it more. And that will start getting into the crosshairs of media as well. If it is consistently there, then it must be popular enough and it must be interesting enough to be written about. But aside from the numbers that you will pull and the impact you will make in the algorithm, you will also create a community and establish a culture in that community, a culture of unity, of focus, of discipline. And that will help set the tone for future releases and even for future artists. Number three, attend concerts. Sell them out, buy those tickets, and watch them whenever you can. Do fun projects. Have fun. You need to give them a reason to go bigger, and you need to show the media there's something brewing there. If they keep on growing, they will get more attention from the media, and that will make it easier to get more media mentions, more interviews, more guestings. Number four, pitch stories to journalists. Journalists are always looking for interesting stories, and they make themselves known. They actually tell you how to get in touch with them. So do that. Get in touch with them on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and other social media links that they provide you. Pitch them stories. Give them a good angle to write about SB19 and other Asian artists. Give them interesting information, things that you know their readers will be interested in reading. But don't spam them. Make sure that when you pitch a story, it's professionally done. So it would actually be good if there is a fan out there who can actually write pitches and can volunteer to do it while other fans pitch in ideas. Remember, an idea is different from how you communicate that idea. You may have great ideas, but you do need that one person or several people that can actually package that idea so that it's palatable and good for the journalist. But remember, journalists love great stories, and SB19 and other Asian artists are filled with great stories. Number 5, recommend their songs to other fans. Help recruit new fans. Play their songs in parties, play their songs in schools, in offices, in gatherings. Anytime that you can, play it. Share their music to as many people as you could. But when you do, concentrate on the quality of the music, not on their personalities or their story or who they are. Just talk about their music, because at the end of the day, that's the one thing in common we all have: love for music. People are more susceptible and more open to new music rather than new influences or new genre. Number 6, recommend their songs to syncs. A sync is the use of a song for a TV or a movie soundtrack. Every time that movie or show is shown and that song is played in that movie or TV show, the artist gets paid. That's called a residual. The financial benefit will, of course, help the artist, but it will also warrant a write-up and some media attention. More importantly, once they penetrate that industry, it will be easier for them to get more songs in, and more labels will be more open to them. The hardest part, though, is the entry point. Remember when I told you that Hollywood is incredibly cliquish? That actually permeates in every aspect of the entertainment industry. Unless you are represented by or belong to a label that is a part of that clique, you will most likely not be allowed in. However, that shouldn't stop us from recommending their songs to people and to companies in charge of syncs. Who knows, right? Number 7, pick up that phone and request DJs to play the songs. Call the DJs and request for SB19 songs to be played. This is one of the most effective things K-pop fans have been doing for such a long time for their favorite K-pop artists. They would actually pick up that phone and relentlessly request for DJs to play their favorite songs. Now, there is a problem. Even the songs of DJs that are being played are actually approved by the radio station owner. So if the label of the artist has no relationship with the radio station owner, they will most likely not be played. Once in a while, however, some DJs play a song out of their list just for the heck of it, just because people are requesting for it. And some of those songs actually become popular, so they do keep on playing it. So if we keep on doing it, at some point we're going to hit that one DJ that will give us a break. Number 8. Use your skill to get them attention. Do you write? Do you design? Are you a PR practitioner? Are you a marketing practitioner? Are you a translator? How many languages do you know? Use your skill to help out. Create your own marketing campaign, create your own PR pitches, transcribe those videos, offer your designing skill or writing skill in other fandoms that are organizing fan projects for their favorite artists. It seems so intangible, but most of the time, the one thing that is so hard to find is the right talent. If you have it, offer it and use it. Number 9, work with marketing companies in the US. Have you ever wondered how those K-pop fans get their biases photos and images on billboards in the US like New York, Chicago, and LA? And how expensive are they? Well, one of the ways is to release a PR through PR Newswire, and for an additional $1,200 or something like that, you can actually get your digital billboard in Times Square, New York. Of course, it's going to rotate with other advertisers, but $1,200 for a billboard in New York is pretty reasonable. You can also directly pay the property owner or manager of that billboard. On your screens right now are some of the biggest billboard owners and brokers that you can approach. Number 10, encourage the government to support our entertainment industry. The Philippine government and governments of other Asian countries should help construct venues in their own countries where local mainstream entertainment may be celebrated. Allow these venues to be used both for official and fan events. They should fund concerts, movies, TV shows, and theater shows that celebrate local culture, relay interesting aspects of history, and others. They should fund competitions and festivals until it becomes a regular event and catches global attention. This will strengthen our culture, grow our art, and eventually develop our own identity in the global landscape. Okay, so somebody actually asked, like, I keep on talking about what am I doing, like me personally. All right, so one is the organization that we're putting together, and we're going to start out with the Billboard and Grammy for Asia, and then which is going to start out with a magazine. So that's one. I'm funding everything on my own, and I'm a marketer, so I should be able to market that. If we continue growing the readership and the popularity of that organization and that magazine, then we can get people. We can market more Asian artists to the North American market. I'm going to try my best. So that's one. Second is that I think I've told you guys I do have a business. Had I known, like for example, SB19, had I known that they were going to have trouble with their goods, the things that they would have been able to sell in the US, I could have helped. I could have helped having those goods delivered directly from wherever they are manufacturing it directly to my warehouse. And I could have just done it. I could have kept it for them, and I'm not going to ask for anything in return. I just wanted to make sure that they would have something to sell when they are here. Not only does it help in the finances, but again, the bond that it forges between the group and their fans would have been strong. But if they come back, they need a warehouse where they can have those goods delivered. I can keep it for them, not asking for anything in return. So I'm very, very open to that. And so if there's any other Asian artists out there who would want to work with me, let me know. Of course, there are some things that we do need to follow. US is very strict in terms of processes and stuff like that, but I'm open to that. Okay, next is that I do know some people within the industry, but do remember that regardless of who I know, they are also inundated with many artist suggestions. They get many artists on their desk, hundreds, thousands on a daily basis. So I can't just mention SB19 or other Asian artists out of the blue without having anything to back it up, number one. Number two, if I'm not a formal representative, what's that going to do for them, right? It's not going to do. They're just going to hear that and then just shove it down the side. Worse, I might continue or keep on mentioning it, and then they will associate that with something negative. So it has to, when I mention something or somebody, it has to be backed by something substantial. And then the other thing is that I don't want to keep on mentioning artists or recommending artists, because I'm also trying to maintain that relationship, and that's going to benefit everybody else, not just me. I want to maintain that relationship, and if all I do is mention my favorite Asian artist to them and try to get them to get in touch with that Asian artist, that's not relationship building, right? That's not a very good way of maintaining our relationship with somebody else. Just business relationship, okay? And of course, friendship. So those are the things that I'm doing. So yeah, these are my suggestions. I would love to hear yours if you have anything else in your mind right now. If you have any other suggestions, please share them, leave them in the comment section below, or you can get in touch with me in any of the social media links that you see on your screen right now. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Till next time.